Good afternoon, Dr. Rajiv Lal. Good afternoon, Nishit Desai.
Hello. Yeah.
We're delighted that you are here at Prabhav 2018. Now, Rajiv, there is news in the markets that you are involved in a new organization called Social Finance India. Could you let us know a little bit about what this organization is all about?
Yeah, I am non-executive chairman of a not-for-profit called Social Finance India. Social Finance India is part of an international network of social finance branded platforms. This comes from the Global Steering Group on Impact Investing, chaired by Ronnie Cohen. The goal of all social finance entities across the world, there's one in the US, there's one in the UK, there's one in the Netherlands now, there's one in Israel, and there are more coming up, is really to first and foremost be an articulate advocate and facilitator and catalyst for impact financing of different kinds. So this means bringing investors and investees together, connecting philanthropy to opportunities for giving, and structuring opportunities for blended finance to be put to work in a productive fashion. That's one of the important things we do. Second thing that we aim to be doing is to really hopefully help build and catalyze the whole outcome-based project management business, if you would like. Today, whatever philanthropy takes place in India, and there's not enough of it, is not deployed by and large very effectively. And so, how do you make the outcomes from that more effective? Even more importantly, there are a lot of last mile government services that are falling short, particularly in those areas where there are market failures. Nobody else can do it but the state. But the state is not able to improve outcomes in sufficiently fast in the areas of, let's say, primary education and public health. So our goal is to build partnerships between civil society, businesses, private capital, and government to improve outcomes in these particular areas. That's what Social Finance India is all about.
Fantastic, Rajiv. Now, Rajiv, you are here today at the Prabhav 2018 event. What do you think about Prabhav 2018, and what do you think about IIC's role? What is your general impression about Prabhav 2018?
So IIC is actually was conceptualized as part of the Global Steering Group for Impact Investment as an industry organization that really is a very important anchor for the ecosystem that we want to create for impact investing of different kinds. And IIC has played a vital role in Prabhav, which is bringing investors together with potential investment managers, building contacts, networks, understanding about the vitality and the talent pool in this country that seeks to harness capital to deliver financial returns, but with social impact. That is really the big contribution that Prabhav has been playing, can continue to play, and we expect that, we hope that Prabhav is able to deepen the market, and any help you need from Social Finance India, we are very happy to provide it.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Lal. Now, I'd like to share the mic with Nishit Desai. Nishit, you're one of the top lawyers in the country, but what's really nice is not the law part of what you do, is the contribution you have made to society. I just have a question to you, which is, how does law relate to solving the social issues that India faces?
Absolutely. I think, for hundreds of years, we have talked about rule of law. Really speaking, now we need to talk more about role of law. And I think the role of law is to facilitate what is really needed by the community. And, there are so many things that are needed to be done to deliver social justice. Okay, we have talked always about delivering justice. Now we have to talk about delivering social justice. I think a role or the whole part that law plays, I think it has to be more facilitative and should remove all the impediments for getting the objectives achieved. I think that's the most important thing. And I think again what has happened is that we are seeing huge amount of disparity. Whether income has improved, disparity has changed a bit, the proportionalities, but the wealth distribution has still not occurred. And as Rajiv mentioned some time ago, that I think wealth brings a lot of power. I think to me, wealth is not a bad thing. I think when it gets beyond a point, then sometimes it causes problem. Another interesting thing I see that wealth per se, is not something that needs to be despised, but there's been a difference the way in which the old economy created wealth and the new economy created wealth. Law was used, arbitraged by the old economy for their self-interest. What I see the new age entrepreneurs, who we call regulatory entrepreneurs, okay, whether the Ubers, the Olas, or the Airbnb or DraftKings and all those ones, actually they benefit the public. So they use gray areas of law to benefit the public. Whereas old economic players created, environment for themselves. Now, this has also created huge amount of wealth creation, at least value creation, if not wealth. And but again, new age entrepreneurs are also giving back a lot more quickly than what the old age entrepreneurs used to do. So if we can have an ecosystem that facilitates that, that is what would be very more important. In India, if you look at the whole system, is marred by laws like FCRA. Okay, tax regulations have been strangulating. If you look at corporate law, again, it's not really very helpful. Does not allow you to, unnecessary provisions are there. If you look at the new LLP law, again, it doesn't facilitate enough. Okay, so I'm just trying to give you some perspective, including CSR law. It has to allow investment in socially useful projects. It was already in their drafts, but somebody in the government suspected, oh, this will be abused, and merely based on that, that particular item was removed from what is called application of the CSR funding for the social business project. We need to bring those things back. Worst thing today, as far as charitable trusts are concerned, look at the entire ecosystem. It doesn't really allow you to achieve the objectives. People get so much stuck into law, tax, other kind of stuff. I think we need to really revisit entire ecosystem and see what can be done, and we have to do it very fast. Huge amount of capital is awaiting India from abroad. We are denying that. As Vivek Pandit just mentioned, almost 80% of the philanthropy comes from overseas. Now, is every donor a bad actor? Everybody is a terrorist? Everybody is a money launderer? I think that is the mindset with which government works. Then we can't improve. We need to change this thing, and fundamental trust-based system has to come in. At the most, you have got good deal of KYC, you do some kind of beneficial owner, whatever you want to put it, you put it. But don't stop, for God's sake, the capital that has to come into India for good.
Okay, thank you so much, Nishit Desai. And we understand you have a lovely institute you have created, rather imaginary you have created in Bombay. We hope to do one of our events in Bombay, in partnership with you. Thank you so much, Dr. Lal. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
Good afternoon, Ms. Rupa Kudwa. You are the Managing Director and Partner of Umidyar Network. You've had a wonderful career, Rupa, starting with your education at IIM Ahmedabad. What attracted you to the impact investing industry?
I think I felt the time was right for me in my career to do something different. I think the joy of being in CRISIL was that it helped bring a new concept to the country, bringing transparency to financial markets. And as I often say, in CRISIL, I worked with entrepreneurs who had arrived and made it big. Omidyar Network offered me an opportunity to work with early stage entrepreneurs, building the businesses of the future with technologies of the future.
Very good. And Rupa, now that you're working in with your network and you make a lot of investments, what is your investment criteria? What is it that you like when you look at a venture and then that makes you invest in a particular enterprise?
We essentially focus on early stage entrepreneurs with innovative ideas who leverage technology. Technology is very important for us as it's core to our DNA, and who are looking to achieve impact at scale. We essentially work in 6 areas: education, financial services, consumer internet and mobile, which we call emerging technologies, governance, property rights, and digital ID. In each of these areas, I think at the end of the day, what matters most to us is the entrepreneur, the quality of the entrepreneur, the uniqueness of the idea, and the potential size and ability to scale.
Wonderful. Also, thank you so much, Rupa, for coming to Prabhav 2018. What do you think is, how is Prabhav 2018 useful for the impact industry?
Over the years, there is no doubt that Prabhav has grown to be